Hello, I'm back again. And no, it's not part one, it's part two. See? Part two. Told you. I enjoyed my whistle stop tour of Ice and Death Part 1. So much this morning, I'm back for another round. So, as we left it, nobody was hurt during the night or kidnapped or whatever the phrase was. Missing, that was it. But now these monsters are showing forth from under the ice, and I've decided to stay and fight. So let me just check the campaign log. There, see it? One of the team members lands you their binoculars and points in the distance. You venture just outside the camp to find a defensible position where you hope you can see the creatures approaching, but what you find instead is even worse. Not only are they encroaching on the campsite as you expected, but more are emerging from the ice by the minute. You watch the ice shelf split open and the geyser of multicoloured miasma seeps from the cracks. Your companion clutches your arm and points you in another direction where you see another geyser spill forth, then another. There has to be an end to them, right? You lower the binoculars. Tell the rest of the team to prepare for a fight. You don't know if you can hold off these strange creatures or not, but there's only one way to find out. So, because we camped at the Crystalline Cavern, which is a shelter value of 8, I'm starting off. I don't know my cards on the floor. I start off with 8 resources instead of the usual 5, which is nice. Also, because it was 8, that is the reason nobody was missing during the night. The Seeping Nightmare has spawned here at the remains of Lake Camp, and he has 8 cards beneath him. So I believe they're just going to gradually start appearing every couple of rounds. We'll have a look at the act and the agenda in a moment just to confirm that. But yes, here we go. So let's check the agenda. Manifestations of evil. Something stirs beneath the ice. Through the cracks a vile ichor bubbles forth, its odour pungent and rancid. There is only a 2 threshold on this agenda. Forced, when this agenda would advance, if there is at least 1 face-down card beneath the Seeping Nightmare, instead of advancing this adventure, remove 2 doom from play, find the Seeping Nightmare with the most face-down cards beneath it, choose one of the cards beneath it at random and spawn it at its location. So there are 8 under there. There is only 1 Seeping Nightmare in play because it's only a 1 investigator game. And then the act. Under attack, your camp has been discovered and now the monsters prowling about the ice and snow are converging on your position. You have only 2 ways out of this nightmare. You must fight or you must flee. Each Eidolon enemy gains a victory 0. The camp gains an action. Investigators at your location can spend 4 clues as a group to resign. Objective, if there are no Eidolon enemies in play, advance. Objective, if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. Okay, so the layout is, because we're in the same place as the previous scenario, the locations that were discovered or revealed, sorry, have their clues respawned. The base camp that we are starting at does not. So I've got to go off finding clues as is. Let's double check the Seeping Nightmare himself. While an Eidolon enemy is at the Seeping Nightmare's location is moving, its location is considered to be connected to the camp. Okay, so it can move straight to where we are. While there are no face down cards beneath Seeping Nightmare, it gains Hunter. When Seeping Nightmare is defeated, remove each face down card beneath it from the game. So Sounds to me then like we have to defeat the Seeping Nightmare sooner rather than later, because every round another one of these enemies is going to pop out from underneath him. Or every other round, sorry, every 2 rounds. He's got 6 health, 3 fight, 3 evade, but he does 2 of each hits. I've kept Elia from the previous scenario as my able assistant because, well, dogs, and help me with my really terrible evade skills. So here we go, under attack. So basically I need to kill the nightmare. Let me make sure I've got this the right way around, and I'm not. So basically I've got 8, no, there's 8 under there, so 16 rounds to survive before we go on to the final phase. But I need to get 4 clues and odd that that's not investigator specific, but anyway, okay, got to get 4 clues and defeat the Seeping Nightmare to be able to resign. So but also some of these locations I need clues to be able to get into them, so I can't go down here because I need 1 clue to get in. There are no clues here, so I have to go this way. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get my opening hand. So my upgrades were, I put in Charisma, I put in Lucid Dreaming to help me find allies in my deck, find the extra sled dogs, and I can't remember what the 3rd card I put in was. There you go, I only did it 10 minutes ago. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we can ignore that, 4, 5. Okay, so evidence, fast after you defeat an enemy. Yeah, so naturally, so he's at Lake's Camp. We need 4 clues to be able to get into Lake's Camp. So let me just double check that I have set this up correctly. Each other location in review into play unrevealed. So yes, I've still got to go through the motions of getting enough clues to be able to get into the locations I wasn't able to get into. Okay, so I'm going to need clues. Don't need that for now. Might be useful. Could you take Lone Wolf to build up my resources? Let's scrap the other 2 as well. So if I keep Evidence and Lone Wolf, we've got Cigarette Case, we've got Overpower, and we've got another Inspiring Presence. So a distinct lack of dogs here in my dog deck. Okay, so when my turn begins, I can place an asset into play, reducing its cost by 1. So that's a Lone Wolf for free. So now my actions begin. I will play Lucky Cigarette Case for 2. That's my first action. Then I'll put my hand over here. Distinct lack of sled dogs, it's most disconcerting. I will move to the Rocky Crest. That's my second action. And my third action, that's a Shroud of 3. My Investigate is 3. No boost. Let's commit. No, let's just do a 3 out of 3. Investigate. Frost -1. So now at 2. And that is -2. If you fail, shuffle the top card of the Tekalili deck into your deck without looking at it. Right, that is my 3 actions. Okay, Hunter enemies move. He is not Hunter yet. He only is a Hunter when he has no card left beneath him. So basically he's just going to be spawning enemies every couple of rounds. So no enemies in play. Ready cards, card and a resource. And it's a weakness. Bought in blood, you must either discard an ally asset you control from play, or discard an ally asset from my hand. It's got to be Elia. I'm sorry, Elia, you've got to go. I don't know if you can discard a story asset from play. It doesn't have a cost, so I can't play it from my deck. So I think this just goes back into my deck because I can't discard an asset. That's how I'm interpreting it anyway. It seemed to make sense. Right. Doom. One Doom on the agenda. That is 1 out of 2. And we draw an encounter card, which is 0 visibility. That old chestnut. Okay, action 1. I'm going to draw Guard Dog. I'll put him down on my next turn. Action 2, let's draw again. Gotta discard Guard Dog. Well, at least it's got a weakness out of the way. So turn 3, draw again. Scene of the crime. Okay. Alright, onto enemies now. Ready cards, card and a resource. Oh, you are kidding me. My other weakness is now out. So it's internal injury, so it's 2 actions to get rid of that, otherwise I'm going to get hurt every turn. Doom, we go to 2, so the agenda advances. And as it says there, instead of advancing, remove the tomb from play, find the Seeping Nightmare, choose one of the cards beneath it at random, and spawn it at its location. So I did already shuffle these, but I'll do it on camera anyway. So we'll take that one, top one, and it is a Glacial Phantasm. At the end of the enemy phase, if it is ready, move it once towards the location with the most investigators. At the end of the enemy phase. Okay. Encounter card, because that is an extra encounter card, basically 0 visibility again. Double 0 visibility. So I should have tested evade of 2 at the end of my last turn. I don't have any way of boosting my evade. So 1 on 2. There is a +1 in there. Frost -1. -3 for each point you fail by. So I fail by 2. Discard the top card of your deck. 1. Sled dog. 2. Emergency quiche. Okay. This is not starting off quite so well as the last game. Right, in action 1. I need some clues, so I'm going to... Is it worth paying 2 for scene of the crime to get 1? I can tell this scenario is not going to be fun. It's kind of cost me 3 actions to move once now, thanks to double 0 visibility. I should have taken a direct damage from internal injury, so I'm going to take 2 actions to get rid of internal injury. And for my third action, I didn't take a resource, did I? I remember drawing the card, but I didn't take the resource because I would have had more than the 6. So I'm going to pay 2 for scene of the crime to get one of those clues. That's my third action. Now I need to do 2 evade tests. One and 2 plus 1. Pass the first one. I don't believe that. That's for a start. And then try again. 1 and 2. -1 fail. Okay. Which the moving is only 2. Okay, so the enemy phase. Hunter enemies move, so he's not Hunter. Now at the end of the enemy phase, he moves once towards the location with the most investigators. So we are there, so he's connected, that's classed as being connected to our, so he's going to move here, isn't he? Okay, that's the enemy phase. Ready cards. Card. Scene of the crime. Again, nice. And a resource. Doom. We go to 1 out of 2. And we draw our encounter card, which is an ice shaft. Revelation test evade of 3 for each. Frost token revealed, take a damage. If you fail, take 2. I should not be taking resources for Lone Wolf. That's at least 2 turns I've missed that on. One for this turn, okay. Don't know why I'm even testing this. Frost. So I failed, so I take 2 damage, and I revealed a frost, so I'm taking 3 damage. That does not seem really fun. Okay. So, action 1. I need to get that clue. My investigate is 3. I'm going to draw a card. Guard dog. I'm going to draw another card. Intel report. That's better. It's worth 6 clues, 6 resources to get both of those clues. So it's 2 to discover a clue at your location. I can add 2 to change it to 2 clues, and I can add another 2 to change the at your location phrase to at a location up to 2 connections away. So it's at a single location. So I'm going to pay so it's always a single location, isn't it? So okay, so I'll also I've got to remember this guy is going to come in and hit me for 1 of each. I haven't got my dogs yet. I think I'm going to pay 3 to put a guard dog out. That was my first action. Second action, I think I may as well wait for him to come and get me. I'm going to pay 4 to get that clue, because it's a high shroud and it is 1-2 locations away. Then he will come in and hit, that was my second action. He will come in and hit me for 1 of each in a second. Something else I can do. I've got evidence so that when I defeat him I will get that clue. I do have overpower, so I'll be able to get some extra hits in on him. Okay. Third action. I didn't take my resource for lone wolf again either. Putting my reminder cards down because I'm awful at remembering stuff. Third action, do I just draw a card? I'll do a raw card. Another inspiring presence. Okay. Right. Hunter enemies move. He's not hunter at the moment. He's not a hunter. He will move at the end of the enemy phase. So he's not going to attack now, actually. So now it's the end of the enemy phase. And he will move it once towards the location with the most investigators. So he is now engaged with me. Then in play order, each investigator at his location or a connecting location should also have taken one last turn as well. Okay, so that's that. We'll keep ready cards, nothing to do ready, card and a resource, emergency quiche and a resource. Doom flips to 2 and we draw our encounter, which is a polar vortex attached to your location. When you end your turn at the attached location, each card you control with health, including your investigator, takes a direct damage. And at the end of the round, discard it. I should have done an evade test as well on 0 visibility. 1 evade on a 2 test. 0, that's a fail. Did the doom, I've done the encounter, now we're back to action 1. I have the glacial phantasm engaged with me. I guess I will punch him. I'm a fight of 4. I'll throw in overpower to go 5, 6. 6 on a 4. Inspiring presence, do again. I can heal an ally. Right. 6 on a 4, -1, so that's a pass. It's only 1 damage to it though, isn't it? Second action. Attack again. This time it's 4 on a 4, which is a bit more rubbish. Let's go a 5 on a 4 with inspiring presence. Cross token 5 on a 4, so now I'm back down to 4 on a 4. -4. That's a big fail. Third action. We'll repeat another inspiring presence. 5 on a 4. The frost. 4 on a 4. -2. Another fail. Okay, no extractions. I'm trying to remove enemy's attack. So the glacial phantasm will do 1 physical damage to the guard dog, which deals damage straight back to him, but he also does 1 horror. And then I have to take another tickle weakness. Takalili. Ready card. Card and a resource. I draw. I'm out of here. And a resource. Doom. I should have done another one of these last turn, shouldn't I? Which would have meant he is now there, and we are now at 1 Doom. Encounter. Kindred Mist, nearest location without a Kindred Mist on it. Oh, I should have taken 1 direct damage myself. 1 direct damage on Alicia, and 1 direct damage on the guard dog as a result of the polar vortex, but then it goes away. But now I attract Kindred Mist. When 1 or more cards from Tech deck would be shuffled into your deck, instead I draw them. Right, action 1. We need to deal with the Glacial Phantasm now. Punch for a 4. -1, that's fair. Punch for a 4. Let's see what's evading then. Using him. So he's now exhausted at this location where I am. Next action. Let's draw a card. So I attacked and missed, evaded. Action 3, draw a card, lucky cigarette case. I didn't get my extra resource from Lone Wolf. I've not thought this through. Never mind. No action 4. Hunter enemies move, so he moves in, engages with me. He attacks, 1 of each. So I'll do him, he'll hit the guard dog, who dies, but pings 1 damage back on him as he goes. I will play, I'll do my test. I'll use I'm out of here, so I'm now testing a 3 on a 2. Please. That's right. So that goes away. Let me ready cards, card and a resource. Another Lone Wolf and a resource. Doom goes to 2, so another enemy comes out. Skittering nonsense. Doom on the agenda. That's what I just did. And an encounter card. I shaft. Test evaded 3. This is not going well at all. -2. Fail. Take 2 damage. 3, 4, 5. Sorry, Elijah, you have to take 1. And I'll take the other. But this is not looking good at all. Right, action 1. I will punch the manifestation of madness in the tendrils. Now, first of all, I get a resource from Lone Wolf. Then, four on a 3. 3 on a 3. 2 on a 3, failed. Second action. Four and a 3. Tablet is -3. So fail by 3. Discard the top card of your deck. Draw each weakness. 1, 2, 3. No weaknesses. That's my second action. Third action. 4 on a 3. I think I'm going to die this turn. Flipping Frost! There's only 3 in there. 3 on a 3, 2 on a 3. That's not a failure. Oh, and he should have read it. He didn't get. I'm dead. I'm dead already. It's, yeah, so he will attack me 1 of each, so I would have to go 1 on me and 1 on Elisha, which kills Elisha. And then he would do 1 of each. 3, 6, 7, 8, dead. Wow. That didn't go very well at all. So, proceed to resolution. No resolution was reached. I was defeated. Through a whirlwind of snow and ice, you barely managed to escape with your life. You traipsed across the snowy plains for miles, exhausted, terrified, and unsure whether the phantasms haunting you were real or merely figments of your rattled imagination. In a cruel, bitter silence, you and your remaining companions trudge onwards. The sun drifts to the horizon but never sets. You have seen no sign of danger for hours, and yet you dare not tarry. Dread compels you on. Only when you are too tired to walk any longer do you finally stop to get your bearings and decide how to proceed. After all, is this even a research expedition any longer? So we record that the team barely escaped the ice shelf. Is there a sleeping nightmare in the victory display? No, he's still there. Each investigator earns a victory X. So that is a big fat 0. Each defeated investigator's chosen partner is eliminated. Well, that's fine because he was eliminated anyway. Proceed to interlude 1, restful night. So this is where I have time to check on a few team members. So Elia, how do I edit this then? Don't think it lets me. Oh, this is more than enough for the stream. Yeah, so that was pretty poor, wasn't it? I literally moved one location, then got swamped, being unable to move, unable to fight. After absolutely sailing through that first scenario, poor old Leo and his, I'd say, and his dog friends. He only had one dog friend turn up, and that was the guard dog. Oh well. That's that then. We shall be moving on to whatever comes next. Let me check the book. Well, it's an interlude next, isn't it? An interlude where we check on some of the live people, and then right, so we only do the fatal mirage if 3 people are crossed out. Only 2 people will be crossed out, I believe. So yeah, so I'm skipping fatal mirage. I've not done that one before, and I'm skipping it again, but through no choice of my own this time. Okay, well, thanks for watching. If anybody is out there, hopefully we'll do this again pretty soon. Won't be twice in the same day though. Bye.